Welcome to my channel. HD Rare Coins 111. In this video I tell you about the United States of America Roosevelt 1 dime, which are most valuable and rare. If you interested, please subscribe my channel. Thanks. Top 1. The 1999 Roosevelt dime is a coin that holds a special place in both American numismatic history and the hearts of collectors. At first glance, it may appear like just another coin circulating in pockets or being exchanged at stores, but the story behind it and the value it holds make it far more remarkable than most people realize. In this video, we're going to explore the history, design, production, and appeal of this particular dime, and I'll reveal just how much it's worth today. To start, let's talk about the coin's historical backdrop. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 to honor the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt passed away in 1945, and in response to public demand, the U.S. Mint decided to create a new dime to commemorate his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. Designed by artist John R. Sinek, the coin's obverse features a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, while the reverse showcases a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of freedom, peace, and strength, respectively. The coin's design was meant to evoke Roosevelt's determination and spirit, as well as the unity and resilience that characterized his presidency. Fast forward to 1999. The Roosevelt dime had been in circulation for over 50 years by then. The minting of the 1999 dime wasn't exactly a landmark event on its own. But as with many coins, certain years and varieties are much more significant than others to collectors. This is where the story of the 1999 Roosevelt dime becomes more interesting. In 1999, the U.S. Mint produced the dime in several locations, as is typical. Coins were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and the West Point Mint. However, there were particular variations in the coin's production that caught the attention of numismatists. Some dimes from 1999 had subtle, yet important, differences in their quality, composition, and even mint marks. In addition, certain era coins were produced that would go on to fetch far more than face value. For example, some 1999 dimes came from the West Point Mint, which is traditionally a mint that produces silver and commemorative coins. These dimes, marked with a W, are far more scarce than their Philadelphia or Denver counterparts. These West Point Roosevelt dimes are not as widely recognized as other commemorative issues, which is what makes them so desirable. But what's even more fascinating is that among these coins, some have been found with particular errors, adding even more rarity and value to the coin. Among the most sought-after varieties of the 1999 Roosevelt dime are those that feature unique die breaks or overstrikes, rare issues that weren't supposed to be released into general circulation. These flaws, though unintentional, turn the coins into incredibly valuable pieces for collectors. One of the most coveted of these era coins is the 1999 Roosevelt dime with a double die reverse, where the design is unusually doubled, a mistake that could have easily gone unnoticed but now makes these coins even more valuable. The value of a regular 1999 Roosevelt dime in good condition is typically just 10 cents, as expected from its face value. However, coins with the rare W mint mark or other specific errors can fetch much more, with prices that can range from hundreds to thousands of dollars. And this is just for coins that are in excellent condition. Coins that have been well preserved or are in near mint condition can see a significant increase in value. If a coin has been graded by a professional organization like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, the price can surge even more. Grading is an important aspect for collectors, as it gives a clear indication of a coin's condition and determines its potential market value. You might wonder, what makes this 1999 Roosevelt dime so appealing to collectors in the first place? Is it the rarity of the era coins? Is it the historical significance of Roosevelt's legacy? Or is it something else entirely? In fact, it's a combination of several factors. First and foremost, Roosevelt is an iconic figure in American history. His image on the dime symbolizes strength, determination, and the spirit of the American people during a time of great upheaval. That connection to history is part of what makes the Roosevelt dime so appealing to numismatists. Then, there's the design. The simple yet powerful imagery on the coin, with the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, is a timeless representation of the ideals that define the United States. And when you add in the fact that this coin was produced in various mints and has rare varieties, it becomes clear why collectors are so drawn to the Roosevelt dime. Of course, collectors aren't just interested in the 1999 Roosevelt dime because of its design and historical significance. There's also the matter of its financial value. The U.S. Mint produces billions of dimes every year, but only a small fraction of those ever become rare or valuable. That rarity is what drives demand, and that demand drives up the price. For those who are lucky enough to find a 1999 Roosevelt dime with a significant error or a W mint mark, the potential for profit is substantial. In fact, in 2023, one such coin sold for an astounding $24,000 at auction, far above its nominal face value. The buyer who got their hands on that dime was most likely a savvy numismatist, someone who recognized the rarity of the coin and saw its true worth, which wasn't just in its metal content but in its historical significance, rarity, and collector demand. So, how did this happen? Well, the value of the 1999 Roosevelt dime has grown exponentially over the years because it's no longer just a dime, it's a piece of history, an artifact of American culture and politics. As more collectors look to build their collections, coins like the 1999 Roosevelt dime have become increasingly sought after, and this particular dime, with its rare error or mint mark, has captured the attention of coin enthusiasts and investors alike. As we dive deeper into the world of rare coins, it's important to understand why certain errors or anomalies can make such a significant difference in a coin's value. You see, when the U.S. Mint makes a mistake, whether it's a die crack, an overstrike, or a misaligned strike, those mistakes are often very limited in number. Because of this, the coins become much rarer than their standard counterparts, and rarity is one of the most important factors in determining value. This is why a coin that might seem like a small mistake on the surface can end up fetching thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars in the right conditions. To summarize, the 1999 Roosevelt dime may have started as just another coin in the lineup of U.S. currency, but it has evolved into a highly coveted collector's item thanks to its limited minting, rare errors, and connection to an iconic figure in American history. While most of these dimes are worth just 10 cents, certain variants, particularly those minted at the West Point Mint with the W mark or those with errors, have the potential to fetch a substantial sum. As the world of numismatics continues to grow and evolve, coins like the 1999 Roosevelt dime will remain an important piece of the puzzle for both collectors and investors alike. And who knows? You may just have one of these rare, valuable dimes sitting in your pocket right now, waiting for its moment to shine. To conclude, if you come across a 1999 Roosevelt dime with any unusual features or mint marks, it's worth taking a closer look. A coin that might seem mundane on the surface could very well be a hidden treasure worth thousands of dollars. As we've seen, one of these dimes recently sold for an incredible $24,000, a reminder of just how much the world of coin collecting can surprise you. So, the next time you handle a Roosevelt dime, take a second to appreciate it, because you might just be holding on to something more valuable than you realize. Top 2. We'll be exploring the history, design, minting details, and most importantly, the incredible appeal of the 2002 Roosevelt dime. Stick around, and by the end of this video, you might just be checking your coin jar to see if you have one of these rare and valuable dimes. Let's start at the beginning. The Roosevelt dime, as many of you probably already know, has been the official dime of the United States since 1946. It was created in honor of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who passed away in 1945. Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II left an indelible mark on American history, and the U.S. Mint wanted to commemorate his legacy with a coin that would feature his portrait. The Roosevelt dime, designed by John R. Sinek, quickly became one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, and it has remained in circulation ever since. Over the years, the Roosevelt dime has seen its fair share of variations, but the design itself has remained relatively consistent, maintaining the image of Roosevelt on the obverse and a symbolic reverse featuring a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. These symbols represent freedom, peace, and strength, respectively. The design is simple yet elegant, making the Roosevelt dime a timeless piece of American coinage. Fast forward to 2002. By then, the Roosevelt dime had been circulating for over half a century. For many collectors, this particular year of the dime holds a special place in the world of numismatics, especially because of the unique circumstances surrounding its production. In 2002, the U.S. Mint continued its standard practice of minting dimes in multiple locations across the country. The three primary mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, were responsible for the production of these coins. However, what made the 2002 Roosevelt dime stand out to collectors was the fact that there were certain variations in the way these coins were struck, especially in terms of mint marks and specific coin errors that would soon become incredibly valuable. Before we dive into those variations and error coins, let's take a moment to appreciate the design features of the 2002 Roosevelt dime. The obverse, featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait, is the same as it had been since the coin's inception. But in 2002, the coin was produced with an even more refined and modern technique, making it sharper and more detailed than earlier issues. The reverse, with its depiction of the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, continued to embody American values of unity, peace, and strength. Nothing about the coin's design would indicate that it was anything other than a regular, everyday dime, yet, as we'll see, this was far from the case. Minting techniques for the 2002 Roosevelt dime were consistent with earlier years, with billions of dimes struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. However, as with any large-scale coin production, there were minor errors that slipped through the cracks. These errors, while often unnoticed by the general public, would go on to attract the attention of collectors, numismatists, and investors alike. Some of these errors occurred as a result of faulty dies, improper strikes, or even worn-out equipment. These flaws were not intentional, but they were rare, and in the world of coin collecting, rarity is key to determining value. One of the more significant and notable varieties of the 2002 Roosevelt dime comes from the coin's mint mark. The D mint mark, which stands for the Denver Mint, was used for the majority of dimes produced that year. But in a small number of cases, there were variations in how the mint mark was applied to the coins. Some coins were struck with a misplaced or unclear mint mark, which makes them harder to identify but far more valuable for collectors. These types of minting errors are precisely the kinds of anomalies that add to the charm and appeal of certain coins in the numismatic world. But perhaps the most valuable coins of all are those with more serious production mistakes, such as misprints or double dies. The 2002 Roosevelt dime, like many coins before and after it, occasionally experienced die errors, where the design on the coin would be struck more than once, resulting in a doubled image. These double dies can make a coin appear blurry, with ghost-like images of the design elements that shouldn't be there. It's these rare variations that capture the attention of collectors, as they represent a mistake that can't be replicated, making the coin one of a kind. Coins like the 2002 Roosevelt dime, which have these types of errors, can become immensely valuable in the right condition. A perfectly preserved double die error could fetch thousands of dollars at auction, with collectors eager to add such a rare find to their collections. But even coins without noticeable errors, especially those with lower mintage or those in near-perfect condition, can also see a significant increase in value. The appeal of the 2002 Roosevelt dime isn't just about its physical design or the minor variations in minting. There's also a historical aspect that adds to its allure. By the time this coin was produced, the Roosevelt dime had already become a symbol of the enduring legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt and his impact on American history. The 2002 issue was still linked to his memory, but it also came at a time when the U.S. was grappling with a new set of challenges, from the aftermath of the September 11th attacks to the economic uncertainties of the early 21st century. For many collectors, the 2002 Roosevelt dime represents a snapshot of America's resilience, a coin that embodies both the legacy of a great president and the strength of the American people in difficult times. As we move forward in time, the value of the 2002 Roosevelt dime has continued to rise. While most of these dimes are worth only 10 cents, a small number of them have been sold for much higher prices. Some rare versions of the 2002 Roosevelt dime, particularly those with minting errors, have been known to sell for thousands of dollars. For instance, a well-preserved coin with a double die error or an unclear mint mark can fetch anywhere from $500 to $5,000, depending on the coin's condition and rarity. But that's not the highest price we've seen. In recent years, one particular 2002 Roosevelt dime, in pristine condition and with a rare error, sold for a jaw-dropping $18,000 at a coin auction. The buyer, likely a savvy collector or investor, saw the unique value of this coin and knew it was worth far more than its original 10-cent face value. For anyone with an eye for rare coins, this serves as a reminder that seemingly ordinary pieces of currency can hold extraordinary value if you know what to look for. So, how can you tell if your 2002 Roosevelt dime is one of the rare, valuable varieties? It's all about paying attention to the details. First, check the mint mark. If your dime has a D mint mark, check it closely to ensure it's properly struck. Look for any signs of misplacement or doubling. Next, inspect the overall condition of the coin. Coins that are in uncirculated or near mint condition are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. Finally, if you spot any anomalies in the design, such as doubling or off-center strikes, it's worth getting the coin graded by a professional service to assess its value accurately. As we've seen, the 2002 Roosevelt dime may look like just another dime to the untrained eye, but to collectors and numismatists, it's a coin with significant potential. Whether it's because of minting errors, historical significance, or just sheer rarity, the value of certain 2002 dimes has skyrocketed in recent years. In fact, some of these coins have sold for as much as $18,000, a stunning increase from their original value. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 2002 Roosevelt dime is just one example of how a simple piece of currency can become a hidden treasure. So, the next time you're sorting through your change or hunting for rare coins, keep an eye out for this iconic dime. You might just have a small fortune waiting for you. Top 3. Imagine you're holding a coin no bigger than a thumbnail, its surface smooth and familiar, but there's something about it that makes you pause. It's just a dime, a seemingly insignificant coin in your pocket or in your change jar. But what if I told you that this simple coin, the 2007 Roosevelt dime, could be worth much more than the 10 cents stamped on its face? In fact, if you have the right version of this coin, it might be worth thousands of dollars. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll learn everything there is to know about the 2007 Roosevelt dime, and how you might be sitting on a small fortune. Let's take a step back and explore the historical significance of the Roosevelt dime. The story of this coin begins in 1946 when it was first introduced as a tribute to Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt had passed away in 1945, and the U.S. Mint wanted to honor his legacy with a coin that would symbolize his contributions during the Great Depression and World War II. The coin was designed by John R. Sinek, featuring Roosevelt's left-facing profile on the obverse and a reverse design that included a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols of unity, peace, and strength. The Roosevelt dime has been a constant in American coinage for over 70 years, with only minor design changes throughout the decades. In the case of the 2007 Roosevelt dime, however, the coin holds a unique place in history, not necessarily because of a groundbreaking design, but because of its connection to a period of transition and the distinct ways it was produced that year. The 2007 Roosevelt dime might seem like just another routine issue. However, it was part of a special series of dimes that marked the transition in the U.S. Mint's production process during the early 2000s. The minting of dimes in 2007 was notable for a few key reasons, including the shift towards more modern and precise minting techniques. By this time, the U.S. Mint had improved its methods of coin production, which led to more consistent quality across the board, but also left behind some interesting variations that collectors began to take notice of. 2007 marked a significant year because it was during this time that the mint began producing dimes with greater attention to detail, including enhanced surface finishes and more accurate die strikes. As a result, the 2007 Roosevelt dime has a sharper, cleaner design compared to dimes from previous decades. Despite this, the coin continued to feature the classic obverse and reverse design that we've come to associate with the Roosevelt dime series. However, as with most coins, it's not just the standard dimes from 2007 that interest collectors. In fact, there were some rare varieties and errors in the production of these coins that would later become a focal point for those in the numismatic community. The first of these noteworthy features is the minting process itself. The 2007 dimes were produced in several locations across the United States, most notably the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Each coin features a mint mark indicating where it was struck. The Philadelphia mint mark is typically a P, and the Denver mint mark is a D. But even more intriguing than the mint marks were the errors and variances that appeared during the production of these dimes. One of the most interesting features of the 2007 dimes was a significant issue with the die used to strike the coins. In some instances, coins struck from defective dies resulted in slightly misaligned or blurry designs. These production anomalies, which are a result of worn out or damaged dies, can make the coin seem like a simple error, but for collectors, these imperfections add rarity and value. When an error is identified, particularly in coins as widely circulated as the Roosevelt dime, it creates an opportunity for the coin to be worth much more than its nominal value. The 2007 Roosevelt dime is also notable for being part of a series of dimes minted with no significant changes to the design, but rather a focus on clean, sharp, and precise minting. Yet, even with this attention to detail, errors did still creep in, particularly in the form of doubled dies, die cracks, and off-center strikes. Among the most coveted errors in the 2007 Roosevelt dime series are those with a double die error. These coins are struck with a design that appears to be duplicated or blurry, which can occur when the coin's die is incorrectly aligned during the striking process. These types of errors are rare, but when found in good condition, they can be worth a significant amount to collectors. A doubled die can make a coin worth thousands of dollars depending on the quality of the error and its rarity. The 2007 dimes that were produced with a weak strike or a noticeable double strike are often considered the most valuable in the collection, as these errors are harder to find and are much less common. Collectors often search for these rare varieties because they stand out from the rest of the circulating dimes, which are generally produced with a much more uniform design. So, why does all of this matter? And why should you care? The value of a coin is often determined by its rarity and the condition in which it is found. For the 2007 Roosevelt dime, most coins are worth only their face value of 10 cents. However, if you happen to find a coin with one of these rare errors, like the double die or a unique die crack, it could be worth much more. Coins in near mint or mint condition, particularly those with any sort of noticeable error, can significantly increase in value. In fact, the most valuable 2007 Roosevelt dimes today are those that feature a very specific error. One example is the 2007 Roosevelt dime with a notable die crack, which appeared during the production process. These cracks, while they are typically the result of worn-out dies, create a unique and sought-after feature in the coin. The 2007 Roosevelt dime with a die crack or other production error has been known to sell for as much as $12,000 at auctions. Yes, you heard that correctly. A coin that was originally worth just 10 cents has been sold for thousands of dollars. A huge return on investment for the lucky collector who happened to find it. This example serves as a reminder that sometimes, something seemingly mundane, like a simple dime, can hold a much greater value depending on its uniqueness and condition. So, how can you tell if your 2007 Roosevelt dime is one of these rare, valuable coins? Here's a quick checklist to help you identify potential hidden treasures in your pocket change. Check the mint mark. Look closely at the mint mark. Coins with a D mint mark from Denver are typically more common, but a misstruck mint mark or one that is unclear can significantly increase the coin's value. Examine the coin for errors, inspect the design carefully. Look for signs of double strikes, die cracks, or any other anomalies in the design that might indicate an error. Pay close attention to details, especially around the numbers and text on the coin. Evaluate the condition. Coins in better condition, especially uncirculated or near-mint coins, will always be more valuable. If your coin has minimal wear, it could be worth more. Get it graded. If you believe you have a rare 2007 Roosevelt dime, consider getting it graded by a professional coin grading service. Coins that are graded by reputable services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, will be assessed for their condition, rarity, and overall quality, giving you a better idea of their value. To summarize, the 2007 Roosevelt dime is much more than just a small denomination coin. Though most of them are worth just 10 cents, there are rare and unique versions that have become highly coveted by collectors and investors. Whether it's due to minting errors, die cracks, or simply being in pristine condition, the 2007 Roosevelt dime has proven to be a valuable piece of American numismatic history. In fact, certain versions of the 2007 Roosevelt dime have sold for as much as $12,000, showing that even a simple dime can have immense value if it's the right one. As coin collectors and enthusiasts know, the world of numismatics is full of surprises. Who knows? You might just have a 2007 Roosevelt dime in your collection that's worth far more than you ever imagined. So, next time you're going through your spare change, take a second to check your dimes. You could be holding onto a rare and valuable piece of American history. Top 4. It's a dime, the 2014 Roosevelt dime, to be precise. Most of us pass by dimes without a second thought, dismissing them as insignificant. But what if I told you that a simple 2014 Roosevelt dime could be worth thousands of dollars? Yes, that's right. A coin that typically represents only 10 cents can, in certain rare conditions, be worth as much as $10,000 or more. In today's video, we'll dive into everything you need to know about this coin, its fascinating history, its design, the minting process, and most importantly, the reasons behind its impressive value. Stick around to discover how you can tell if your 2014 Roosevelt dime is one of these rare treasures. Let's begin by understanding the Roosevelt dime's historical significance. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American currency since its introduction in 1946. The U.S. Mint introduced the coin in honor of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who passed away in 1945. Roosevelt was widely recognized for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and the Roosevelt dime was created as a lasting tribute to his legacy. Designed by artist John R. Sinek, the dime features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, with the reverse showing a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of unity, peace, and strength, respectively. For decades, the Roosevelt dime remained a standard in American coinage. But in 2014, like any year, the U.S. Mint produced millions of these dimes, and some of them ended up being much more valuable than others. To fully understand why the 2014 Roosevelt dime is so special, we need to take a closer look at how it was minted and what sets it apart from other years. 2014 marked the 68th year of the Roosevelt dime's circulation, and while the design remained the same, advancements in minting technology meant that the 2014 dimes were produced with an even greater level of precision than those in previous years. The U.S. Mint had long since perfected the basic design elements of the coin, but by 2014, they had moved towards a more refined process, which gave the coins sharper, more defined details and a more polished finish. The obverse of the 2014 Roosevelt dime, like its predecessors, featured Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile, facing left, with his name inscribed above and the word, Liberty, written to his left. The date, 2014, appears to the right of his image, with the mint mark of D or P below it, depending on where the coin was minted. The D mint mark indicates it was struck in Denver, while P denotes Philadelphia. The reverse of the coin features the classic design with the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, each symbolizing different aspects of American values: liberty, peace, and strength. But the 2014 Roosevelt dime, just like any coin in large-scale production, wasn't entirely immune to production errors. For coin collectors and enthusiasts, it's these errors, or rather these anomalies, that can make a particular coin stand out from the rest. While most 2014 dimes were struck with the standard design and minting process, a few exhibited unique variations that would later become highly sought after by collectors. One of the main reasons collectors are interested in the 2014 Roosevelt dime has to do with the potential for minting errors. The minting process involves creating millions of coins, which leaves room for mistakes, and these mistakes often lead to rare and valuable varieties. One such error that occurred with the 2014 Roosevelt dime involved what's known as a double die. A double die error occurs when the coin's design is struck more than once, resulting in a visible duplication of the design elements. On the 2014 Roosevelt dime, these errors are most commonly found in the lettering or numbers, where the date, Liberty, or the In God We Trust motto appears to be slightly duplicated, causing a blurry or distorted effect. Such double die errors can increase the value of a coin dramatically. While a normal 2014 Roosevelt dime is worth only 10 cents, a coin with a double die error can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and the coin's overall condition. In fact, the most valuable 2014 Roosevelt dimes with these errors have sold for as much as $10,000 or more at auction. Another factor that can contribute to the value of the 2014 Roosevelt dime is the quality of the coin itself. Coins that are in pristine or uncirculated condition are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. The U.S. Mint produces millions of dimes each year, but only a small percentage of these coins are preserved in top-notch condition. When a coin is graded as mint state, or proof, it means that it was well maintained and shows minimal signs of wear. These high-quality coins are often sought after by collectors, particularly when they come from a specific year like 2014, which may have rare production errors or other unique characteristics. But the value of the 2014 Roosevelt dime isn't just determined by errors or condition. The coin also holds appeal for collectors because of its place in American history. By 2014, the Roosevelt dime had been in circulation for nearly 7 decades, and it had become a symbol of America's resilience and determination. Franklin D. Roosevelt's legacy as a leader who guided the nation through the Great Depression and World War II made him an iconic figure, and the coin that bore his likeness continued to serve as a reminder of those challenging times and the strength of the American people. In 2014, the United States was facing its own set of challenges, both domestically and internationally. The country was recovering from the effects of the 2008 financial crisis, and concerns about economic stability were still prevalent. The Roosevelt dime, though unchanged in design, served as a quiet but powerful reminder of the nation's ability to overcome adversity. It's this historical context that makes the 2014 Roosevelt dime especially meaningful for collectors who view coins not just as currency, but as tangible pieces of the past. Now, let's talk about how you can tell if your 2014 Roosevelt dime is one of those rare and valuable coins. First, check the mint mark. The majority of 2014 dimes were struck at the Denver Mint, so look for a D mint mark beneath Roosevelt's image. If you have a dime with a P mint mark from Philadelphia, that's also worth considering. Next, look closely at the coin's design. Are there any signs of doubling or other production anomalies? Check the lettering, the numbers, and the date for any signs of distortion or blurring. These errors can significantly increase the coin's value. Next, examine the condition of your dime. Coins that are in uncirculated or near mint condition are more valuable than those that have been circulated. Look for any signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. The better the condition of the coin, the more likely it is to be worth more. Finally, if you believe you have a rare or valuable 2014 Roosevelt dime, consider having it professionally graded. Professional grading services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can assess the quality of the coin and provide a grade that reflects its condition. Coins that are graded highly, particularly if they have errors or unique characteristics, can sell for far more than their face value. In conclusion, the 2014 Roosevelt dime may seem like just another dime, but when you dig deeper, you realize that it holds immense value, particularly in rare or pristine condition. Whether it's due to minting errors like doubled dies, its historical significance, or simply its exceptional quality, certain 2014 dimes have sold for thousands of dollars. Some of these coins have reached a jaw-dropping $10,000 at auctions, showing that even a small dime can be a hidden treasure. So, next time you're sorting through your change or browsing through your coin collection, remember to keep an eye out for that 2014 Roosevelt dime. It just might be worth far more than you think.